Have you seen where I come Hi guys, Sanbonani Dumelang. Hope you are well and welcome in the kitchen with me. And today I'm not alone. I'm with my good friend Ukero.
Carol Gori. Oh, so come and say my surname.
Ukero Godi.
Yay.
Hi friend, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks. How are you, friend?
I'm good. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me, friend.
You're welcome. And you know, our drink of choice is
Cheers to us.
Cheers to you guys for being here and watching. Yeah.
It's so nice, though.
It's nice. If you have never tried it, you need to try it. So guys, we are gonna be making another scrum dish. We are making a savory rice and
Creamy fish.
yes. And creamy fish. So it's gonna be an easy dish. We have learned from our previous episode, we can make complicated things. So we're gonna try to keep it simple, nice, and delicious. But before we start, if your life was a dish right now, what would it be?
Sure, friend. Am I allowed to say what I'm craving now?
No, your life. If you have to describe your life using food or a dish, or what would it be?
Always revolve to beef stew.
Yes.
And creamy Sam.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Not fancy.
Yeah, I know. We said also the rice, so it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, wow.
So these are our ingredients. Oh, this is the star of our show. We're gonna be making hake and obviously rice and a creamy sauce. Let's get to it.
Yes.
For a person who doesn't know you, and if you have to describe yourself, little Carol, where you from, mom, dad, please give us just a brief background of who you are.
So for a person who doesn't know me, where do I even start, Jay? I'm just almost a farm girl. From Julia.
We are all from Julia's honey.
Yeah.
Have you seen where I come from?
Sema farm.
Yeah.
But it was not really a farm where I come from. It was.
Where do you come from?
I come from
Komhlanga. Yes, I know obviously, but
so
I just
if
wanted
you know,
to
you know.
That is in Mpumalanga. Yes. Not far from Gauteng. Yeah.
Yes. I think people, it's popularly known as KwaNdebele.
Yes.
So most people come from there. They call it KwaNdebele.
Ndebele, yeah.
Yeah. So I was raised by my grandmother. Shem, may her soul rest in peace. Yes. I was raised by my grandmother. We grew up sibaningi nje endlini, okhazini.
Me too.
Yeah. I think from at an early age, around 7 years, it's when I started staying with my grandmother. And then I grew up, attended primary in the same area, then moved to middle school, high school. I remember I was even praying in high school, God, you must hear my prayers because I want to get out of here.
Let me out of this
family.
I think we are all like that. Should be told, we couldn't wait to leave and come to the cities and start our lives and be independent.
My prayers were answered. I was able to go out from that place. Attended varsity at Garankuwa. It was not a town, but at least I was not home.
That's where we met, by the way. TUT, Garankuwa campus. We stayed at Kaya Junction. It is in Pretoria West, if you know where that is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where we met. We were neighbors. Literally, our rooms were neighbors.
Yeah. So I think that's where this friendship started from.
It is. And do you still read?
Yes, I try. And you know, funny story, friend. When I started working at the library, I hated reading. I don't know if you remember this lady, Sislon.
Yes.
So Sislon was our manager at the library. So Sislon was like, yeah, you must read books. I'm like, lo mamuya bora. Since I'm
for a person who was working at the library.
No, Shem. I don't think if they were taking people to work there based on
are you a reader or not? You are not going to qualify.
that's where I started attempting to read a
okay.
book. Because I remember there was one book I attempted to read. I came back with it at rest.
Mhm.
You borrowed it.
Yes.
And yo, guys, funny. Busi borrowed the book, I think in the morning. She's like, no, friend, can I just read the book? I'm like, yeah. So I'm thinking I also tata like few days. So shocker. In the evening, I think I was coming back from school. So Busi comes to my room. He's like, friend, here's your book. I'm like, our friend, you're not gonna finish it. I said, no, I'm done, friend. I'm like, what? You read this book in a day. I said, no, yes, I'm done. I'm like, oh, okay. It means I need to do that.
Guys, reading saved my life. I actually can't even remember this, but I remember Uguti that time, especially that time, Eka Junction. Reading kept me insane. I don't wanna lie. Like that's why I was hiding all the emotions that I was going through. Like reading saved my life. So I'm glad to hear that because like I can't remember that and I didn't know that.
No, friend.
Yes.
So you mean Guti reading like kept you like safe?
Sane, yeah.
Kept
It
you
kept
sane.
me sane,
Oh,
yes.
okay. No, I
That's what
understand you.
it kept me sane. It was the only thing going for me.
Mm.
Reading books because I could escape the reality.
Okay.
I was just living in my own, reading most. Reading goes hand in hand with love for travel. So I would imagine all these places. I would imagine these characters. I would live through the characters. So yeah, that's what I mean.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that is
So
nice.
yes, that's where we met, and then you studied.
I did finance and accounting, BTech.
And she was an A student. I've been having on my
No.
A student. I've been having on my A student.
Was I?
You were. She was an A student. That's why she even got that job at the library.
Yeah.
Because they were not hiring just anyone. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got carried away. I've even forgotten to introduce to Carol Legati. I'm just now jumping into question. Carol is a mother of a very handsome 1-year-old. She's also a wife and a food content creator and a YouTuber. Accounting, is it something you've always wanted to study?
Friend, like, okay, I think mine is saying, like, the secrets are coming out. So I'll answer your question at the end.
Okay.
Me now, when I grew up, I was an explorer, and I was that
You're
child.
creative, Bella, that's why.
Oh yeah. I think now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I was that one child that wants us to figure out things, and if someone is saying no, you can't do those things, it's not possible. For instance, in my family, I was the first to get to varsity, right? So we grew up under that thing that the kids, abantwana balayikhaya, they are not making it to varsity.
Varsity, yes.
So I was like, okay,
so
watch
you
me.
broke a generational curse.
Yes. Oh yeah, actually. Oh yeah. So I was that kind of a kid.
Yes.
So when I got to high school, right? High school, now it gets to, I don't know if they still do that, where you need to choose your subject. You need to like now be
commerce stream.
Yes,
yeah, select a stream.
Yes. So and I was like, okay, the only reason I'm not gonna select science is because my sister did science and the results were not good. So
physics,
no,
papa.
So it was just based on that, right?
Yes.
And the fear that what if I don't make it?
Yeah.
So I opted for commerce and I was excelling in accounting. I was excelling without even like putting much effort.
What did I tell you?
No.
Hey, student.
Grade 10, grade 11 years.
Yeah.
I was always like in the top 10s and I was enjoying it. So I was like, okay, so what if I put like some effort in this and let me see how does this accounting. And funny enough, when I put my effort like in studying and stuff, I excelled more in accounting. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do accounting.
Okay.
So that's how I
you
chose
accounting.
Yes,
It makes sense.
yes.
It makes sense.
So it was not a first
first-
love. to
Oh,
say,
yeah.
"Ooh, I love accounting. I'm
Accounting,
gonna
oh.
do that."
It loved you, and then you
It
just
loved me.
You just loved it back and chose
Yes.
it. Okay.
And friend, I think I've never heard about you that in auditing,
Yeah.
did it choose you or you chose it?
You auditing itself.
Yes, auditing.
So, because I was doing accounting as well.
Yes.
But I was doing it because I think I'm from the generation of CA.
Okay.
We all wanted to be CAs,
Ooh.
but I didn't have an idea what CA yenzani. Like on a day-to-day basis, I didn't have an idea what wenzani as a CA. Yes,
Yeah.
I knew what was my finance. documents and all of that. When I moved, because I did move from AUP to TUT, there was one semester I had 2 modules because I'd done most of the modules AUP.
Okay.
So I decided to add internal audit.
Okay. Oh, Ghana, you started at UP.
Yes.
You see who's the A student here. Some of us, we didn't qualify to be at UP.
Hey guys, you must be disciplined as a student, otherwise you'll find yourself in Haraku. So, and then I was now doing accounting and external audit, and then I added internal audit.
Okay.
Because I was like, I can't do modules out to the whole 6 months.
Yes.
And then I fell in love with auditing.
Okay.
I loved it. It made sense. It clicked. There was a click.
Yeah.
For me, it was like, aha.
This is the one.
This is the one. I
Yeah,
can see. So it was even nice studying because I now enjoyed studying because I can see what I will do and what I'll be in the future. Yes. So that's how I ended up being an internal auditor.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Friend, I don't know, but like when I used to look at you make funnel auditing.
I am an auditor, but like characteristics as a person, it to the T. The auditor, I'm curious. I pay attention to detail. Yeah.
So I'm right.
Yeah,
to say
you are
that,
right. Yeah. Yeah, it's just that thing I by FBI. That time social media science when you can stalk people. Like I don't know if you ever.
Friend, who were you stalking?
Anyone and everyone.
But why?
Yeah. I was an FBI, guys. I had to stop myself. Give me a name. I will tell you who that person is, where they're from, and investigating.
Yeah.
I had to stop myself. I was just too good.
All right.
It's not good for me. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's not healthy. It's not good for anyone.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'll investigate. If I want information, I'll get information that I want.
Yeah.
I can look it up, I can search, I can connect the dots. By the way, we are preparing because we're gonna be making savory rice. So we have chopped our onions,
yellow pepper,
carrots, and we're also gonna add peas and garlic here. That's all we're gonna be adding in our. Oh, how was graduation? You said in your family you were the first one to graduate. How was that? I can imagine the vibes.
Nice memory lane.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I won't speak for them, but
yes,
there was just an excitement. You see how I don't know if this is appropriate.
Yeah.
You see how when Bafana scored
FIFA World Cup 2010.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that noise that was just all around the world.
Yes.
And everyone was excited.
Yes.
So that was the feeling for my family that day. Yes. It was just a day full of excitement. I think for me, I was just caught up in the moment of, you know, that moment where like you feel like this is real, this is not real. You understand? But yeah, my mom and my sister couldn't be more proud, Shem.
Oh, shame.
Yeah.
I can imagine, man. I can imagine. And well done on breaking that generational curse. It wasn't a curse, but bringing that
cycle.
Bringing that generational blessing into your family. Because you have done it, the kids after you can do it as well now.
That's
it's
true.
It's nothing new. It's nothing out of the graduation day. Did you have that when you were ascending the stage, the goosebumps? Do you remember?
I don't remember the feeling really, but I remember after the graduation.
What happened?
Yeah, after the graduation, I think that was the first time I asked my mom to say, I'm going to the groove.
So you see?
It's me.
And also, he graduated. Say, call me. He graduated.
So I don't really remember the feeling going to the stage and stuff.
Do you remember the preps, like doing the makeup, the hair, the getting the outfit?
Oh yes, I do remember that. I do remember that because my mom.
She went all out.
Mom, shine.
Shine, mama, come take your roses, mama.
That was the first time my mom gave me, according to me, that amount, that much of money.
Yes.
Because according to me, it was a lot. I'm like, so mom trusts me with this money. Because she was like, here's the money for the outfit.
Yes.
Here's the money for all the things that you're going to need, right?
Yes.
I won't mention the amount because, I mean, big is relative.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. We don't need to know the amount.
Yeah, to me, it was just, it was that feeling. Oh, my mom is so proud of me. money.
Yes.
Yeah, so I do remember the feeling of going to go shopping for a dress.
Imagine umeqala uke groove after graduating. Some of us, yeah.
Groovy, ne?
Nama ungazi ngigroove, friend. Do you know me as a
Hayi,
groovist?
sicabange kahle. Let me think properly.
I wasn't a groovist
No,
at
you're
Car
not,
Junction.
you're
Ngangifunda, guys. I
You're
was reading
not.
my books. I was eating my Nando's.
Yeah, honestly. Oh, and you were cooking some nice meal. You
Yeah.
know, honestly, Busi didn't start like cooking nice meal now with you guys. Like her food, her cookings used to inspire me at rest. I remember, like she would make sure you were intentional when you were cooking, and it was not like your ordinary food, rice,
Not
chicken
fried pap.
stew. No.
Ikhumbula i-fried pap.
I-fried pap konje yenziwa ba?
Ah.
Yini ne?
Ah.
Uba. So I was saying, ukuthi, like your meals, they were inspiring. Like it
Thank
was
you, friend.
those meals that you see at like TV shows, cooking channels. It was not.
Because I like cooking from TV. That's why my food today. So I've always loved cooking. I've always loved like restaurant food. Like, yeah. Talking about food, is there a meal that you've eaten until today you're like, oh, that food was nice? I would go back to that restaurant, to that house to have that meal again.
So you see, when you start exploring, going to the restaurant, like not your normal, maybe let me not mention Spare. I wanted
not
to say
your
Spare.
normal chain restaurants like your
Yes,
Nando's, your
yes.
McDonald's.
Yeah, so there was this one time we went to Doppio Zero.
Yes.
I think it was, if not my first time, the second time.
Yeah.
And I was still now getting to the Milzama pasta.
Yeah.
And I ordered, it was, I think, creamy chicken pasta.
Yes.
But I remember the presentation, it was just so fancy.
Yeah.
It had some roasted butternut. That pasta was so nice. So nice. Most of the time now when I go to that restaurant, I opt for that. But I don't know if it was that specific restaurant because now it doesn't taste nice as I
And
taste.
also remember your palate has developed.
Oh yeah.
You've also
now I'm used
tested,
to-
you've tested better things.
Yeah.
All right, it's funny she's mentioning Doppio Zero because Mbuyiselo also said like a comfort,
Food.
like food, he goes to Doppio Zero if he wants to
Is
feel
it?
good. Yeah, if he wants to feel good and what, he'll go to Doppio Zero to
Oh,
have
wow.
a meal.
Okay.
So Doppio Zero is featured for the second time.
Yeah, and they are not sponsoring this video, please.
Please.
So
They're not.
do the right thing.
Dim main sponsor.
Yeah.
How was your experience as a first-time employee?
Ooh, money is nice.
Right?
Money is nice. One thing I'll tell you. For me, I started working while I was still a student.
Oh yes.
So my first salary.
You mean you're working at the
At the
library?
library,
Yes. Oh yeah, and you were
yes.
making money there.
There was good money.
Yes.
There was good money. Because I remember I even did my driver's license using that
Yes.
money. Yeah, I did quite some stuff with that money. It was not a lot, but for a
It's
student.
not for a student. It was
Yes,
I
yes.
remember what it was decent. It was
yes.
decent.
When I got to like now the real working space or environment,
Yes.
I was more anxious, I think, what the future holds for me. And honestly, after the library job, I
Yes.
got an internship. I
Yes.
was still a student, right? After the internship, I think I had this mind that, okay, once I do my internship, because normally you hear people that, no, experience, once you get experience, you're going to get a good job. Sorry. You're going to get a good job. So after that, I got my first job and the pay, I think what discouraged me was the pay. There was no much difference to what I was earning as an intern.
Oh,
I was like, what if we were sold a lie that this actually working space, it's not really. I was a bit anxious about the future. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
especially if you are saying that the difference was not so big from what you are earning as a student. Now you're like, I'm starting my life. Like
I need 100,000 to start my life. Because what do you mean?
But you were able to manage even with the thingy.
Yes, and I think one thing, friend, that like working after varsity or after school,
Yes.
it teaches you independence, and then you get a sense of being responsible for your own stuff. Now, like you don't need to, even though you can, you don't need to like now and then call back home. Hey, I don't have angnambupu. Oh no, my tin fish is finished.
Yeah.
You understand?
Now life
So,
really starts.
yes, I think what I'm grateful for about it's that I got to taste and it was the first step to going into my independence. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes. Friend, do you still remember what happened? What was your feeling like? How did you feel with your first job? Were you excited for it? You were excited, like some of us.
I was excited.
Yeah.
I was home because I'd packed my bags. I was like ready to start afresh. I moved back home. I moved everything. Gave away. I almost say I sold. I gave away everything, like my fridge.
Okay.
Like, yeah, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go home after obviously when we're done with exams, and then I'll see what the future holds for me. While I'm home, I was at church, and my mom Fundisi calls me. She's like, if I were you, I'll go back to Pretoria because God is telling you to go back to Pretoria. In fact, if I were you, I'll wake up tomorrow and go back to Pretoria. I'm like, huh? She's like, yep. God doesn't want you here in this space. And that time I was so excited because I was thinking I'm going to be serving at church. I'm going to be, you know what? I just wanted, because I've lived a fast-paced life as a student at some point in my life. I just wanted to regulate my nervous system. There was a time where I felt like I was living in survival mode. So I wanted just to be home, apply for jobs and see what that, even if I got a job in Cape Town, in Durban, or back in Gauteng, I didn't mind. So I'm like, what do you mean now I must go back? She's like, yeah, you need to go back. But luckily I'd received a call, because that was Jen. I'd received a call New Year's Eve from one lady I knew, and then she told me that she had a space, she was looking for a roommate.
Okay.
So now I was like, oh, look at alignment, because now I knew where to go. I just called them like, lady, are you still looking for a roommate? She's like, yes. I'm like, I'm coming. I got home, I told my mom. My mom was like, luckily my mom supported me. She was like, come back. Yeah, no, it's fine, go. We went to buy bus tickets. I think by Wednesday I was out. That was Sunday. Wednesday I was on my way back to Pretoria. On my way in a bus, I'm looking for positions. I'm searching, because you know if you are looking for a job, we are always searching.
Yes,
We are always searching. And then I see with Army, and it was closing the next day. So I'm traveling today. It's closing
The application.
like Thursday, yes.
Okay.
Get to Pretoria, at night I prepare my things and I go and drop off that application. I worked at the Army, by the way. If I was home, I wasn't gonna
Are you
get.
gonna drop off?
Yes,
the
because it's
CV?
CV. Yes.
Wow.
So that was my first job at the Army. And indeed, my mom Fundisi and God, they didn't lie, because baby. Yeah, so that's how I was excited, because for me, it felt like, even me being at the Army, it felt like God was really, really boosting my self-esteem and confidence. I was trusted, I was loved. It was such a nice environment to work in.
Space.
You know, in an environment, I'd forgotten how brilliant I am, because I'd life
a lot.
a lot. So now I was obviously with the move from UP to TUT. Now you start doubting yourself. You feel like you're not sure of yourself. So being in that environment, my light came back on. My spark came back. I was like, oh God, that's why you brought me here.
Wow.
Because you wanted my spark to be back. So that's why after that, I didn't stay long, because I was quick to switch on my spark. My light was on. And God was like, baby girl, we are ready. Move to the next one. So yeah, I was excited to answer your question.
That is a nice story. That is a nice one.
Yeah.
I think we just browning our onion here for savory rice, right? Gonna be putting peppers as well. Peppers, yellow pepper, diced carrots. And also I'll show you the spices as we put them in.
King, what meal reminds you of home?
I think black beans. Is it black beans? Brown
Normal beans.
Yes, brown
Uponche
beans.
isinjelo, yeah.
And we call it tina amatambo. You know, beef bones.
Yes, yeah.
So my grandma used to prepare that meal so nice. And like, it's unfortunately that now I don't get the leverage like to cook it now and then, because I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But yeah, that reminds me of
home.
Yes.
You are now a working girlie. You are in the suburbs. You are staying by yourself, and you meet Happy.
Oh.
Yes. Yabona umjolo, guys. Yabona kanjani?
Jolo mnandi, guys. When it's done right, I think, yeah, it's nice.
Mm.
So Habi, when did I meet Habi? I think I met Habi 2018.
Yeah.
Yes, towards the end of 2018.
Yeah.
Because the Jolo, the honeymoon phase, I remember 2019. Yo, I was so deep in love. Yes. And so yeah, I met Habi 2019. I had now started working, and yeah, it was nice. We were cruising nicely.
And you guys guys are so cruising nice.
We are so cruising nice.
But what attracted to him? What characters? And you were like, this is my guy. What?
Funny enough, like how I said in the beginning, right?
Yes.
That God just has his own ways.
Yes.
So it was just one of the people that came to my life when I was at my lowest. They were there for me. And I was not even looking that I'll be married today. Tavi was just proving himself like now and now again, like to be like a good fit for me. You understand? And I remember looking at back now, I used to pray about someone that will be patient with me because I'm not an easy person to deal with. Yeah, I have moods. But I think every lady or girl have their, like they have their own, I don't know how to put it, like.
We all have our things.
Yes, we all have
and you
our
need
things.
a person who's gonna be able to handle your things.
Yes,
whatever
balance.
it is.
He was very patient. There was one time where I wanted to leave him, like as in dump him.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I am enough with you. I think we were having an argument.
Yeah.
This is the end. And he said to me, I think now your emotions are just high. So please have some sleep. We'll talk about it tomorrow. No, he calmed me down. Look at where we are today. We are still together, and I've grown a lot. I don't want to lie in that. Being married,
What have you learned about yourself in marriage?
I've learned that as a person, you can change. It's not really changing, it's like growing. You understand? There's like different dimension of yourself that you keep on discovering as a person. So you would think that as Busi, like, okay, I'm this introverted person.
Yes.
I'm this person, but marriage will change that. Not that specifically is changing you, but it's growing you into a better version of yourself. Yes. So that's what I've learned in marriage. Like, I think my highlight that as a person, it's possible for you to grow to a better level of yourself. Okay. And I like that, man. Like
growth in it.
If you look at me now and look at me like 7-8 years ago.
right. I actually wanted to ask you before we jump into marriage, because now you meet this guy who loves you, who wants to be with you. Before that, you've met other people.
Yeah.
That maybe you were not fully accepted, you were not fully loved. What did you learn from that experience? I'm asking this because there might be another person who's watching who's maybe going through that. There might be another Carol, another Busi who's in varsity going through Mjolo.
Such a deep question. What I would say is that if if a relationship it's compromising or sacrificing of who you are, like I was saying that a relationship must make you a better version of yourself. But if it's compromising that version of yourself, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Looking back at other relationships that I was trying so hard for them to work, and really they were not worth it, because looking back, I was not myself. You understand? So if it's taking too much of you, not worth it.
Right?
Yeah.
No, and you overstretch yourself, you compromise yourself, you lose yourself. It's not nice. It's ugly being in situations like that. Version of yourself you can't even recognize, man. You can't even recognize. So I'm so happy that you met Happy. You met someone. I was so happy when she met Happy.
No, she was happy.
I was like, finally this girl can relax and be loved and just enjoy life, because she was stressing me. She was panicking too much. Like, relax. I think we are also a perfectionist. You want things to be perfect. You wanted life to go a certain way, and you know what? So when you met that person, so Happy, what was good about him is that he was grounding you as well.
Yes,
it felt like there was this balance that came with him. So that's why I loved him. Yes.
Is it
clock it?
But for you, friend, like, can you say maybe to a younger self,
yes,
the people that you've dated or someone that you've dated, and you look back now and you're like, I should have not done that.
I had no business. Some relationships, I had absolutely no business in being in those relationships. And you know, when a relationship is not safe, you won't do well, because your higher self knows you're not loved here, you are not nurtured here. So you always be anxious. Anxiety goes hand in hand with the relationship and echo, right? So for me, it was also those things. And if you in a system, you're all over the place, you are anxious, you are now doubting, questioning yourself, you also won't perform in your other areas of your life.
That's true.
Career is gonna
everything.
Thing.
It's either you gain weight or you lose
Wait,
weight.
yeah. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So that's what I was like, you know what? I think as a grown person now, I'll never put myself in situations like that.
Yeah.
The moment you know ukuthi akusahambi kahle,
Pack
pack
your
and
you
leave.
pack your
Yes.
things
Yeah,
and leave.
yeah. Yeah, and then you guys got married. How was that for you? Like the process, preparing to get married, meeting the in-laws, and what have you learned from the in-laws and being a daughter-in-law? Because you guys dated. You dated for how many years before?
I think it was 20. You know, this guy was so brave, ne?
Yeah.
On our maybe third week or second week of dating,
Yes.
he's like, yeah, so do you have uncles? I'm like, why are we talking about uncles? And I think I was still in that stage of life whereby I still want to explore.
Yeah.
Though I knew that at some point I needed to settle down. But I was not, like, it was not a thing for me now to say, let's get married.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, yes, I do have one uncle, Nyana. And I was like, yeah, I want to send my uncles next December. And I think this was like around November the previous year.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, okay. Well, I think some part of me was a bit excited. I'm like, oh, okay. So he sees a potential. Got married after 2 years of dating.
Okay.
And we got, we've been married now for what, 4 years? Yes, 4 years. 2 years dating, 4 years married.
Yeah. So what have you learned about being a daughter-in-law?
Being a daughter-in-law, sometimes other things are privilege.
Yeah.
A privilege is meant to say, because for me, I am not really close to my home, meaning my husband's home.
Yes.
And I wish I had like more of that so that I can experience kotiza and stuff. Even though I do those things when I go on holidays, but I feel like it's just limited time. But I have been loving being a daughter-in-law. I have like great parents-in-law. I don't want to lie. I'm not selling them, guys. Like, they are really good people. And they are Tonga people. So I'm like, oh, this tribe, Shem, they are calm, you know? Please don't judge me. There was this one time I remember, I think this was my first visit as being a Makoti.
Yes.
So the mother-in-law, we came back, we arrived very late.
Yes.
So she was like, no, my daughter, please don't worry about waking up in the morning. Here, you just wake up like everyone else. Like, what?
I need all the mother-in-laws right now here. This is how you treat your daughter-in-law. That's so nice, Brady. I know Gucci Valley. You even vlog. She vlogs at her thingy in-laws house, or her husband's house.
Yes.
I'm like, sis, a kitchen and we have vlog making teas and scones. I'm like, it must be nice.
Yeah,
it must be nice.
No, it's been a good experience being their daughter-in-law. I don't want to lie.
So 2021. It was my birthday. You had I think we were celebrating, obviously, with my previous place. You came with Happy, and during that time, you were not okay. Later on the night,
the news are coming out.
Yeah, you had shared that something terrible had happened. You had lost a baby.
Oh, yeah.
You had lost a baby, and really it wasn't a nice time for you and for Happy. How did you guys get over that? Or what helped you guys during that time?
Through it, I think getting over it, you don't really get over like losing a child, honestly. But those were like just the hardest season for us. It was a lot. We were not prepared for that season in our lives. I normally like to tell my story as a testimony. You understand that more of than looking at what the hard times that we had, how like did we overcome that? You understand? So I think the main thing that happened for us in our marriage, it was being there for each other and also being vulnerable with each other to say that you can be free to talk about your feelings. If I know maybe other men, they like scared to come clean or like just to share their feelings. Yes. But we became honest with each other. We're like, you know what? If we want to go through this together, we must be vulnerable with each other. And that's what we did. And also, I'm not underestimating the impact of prayer. We prayed. If there's one season that we prayed in our lives, we prayed. So, and yeah, that is what kept us through that moment and that season, I would like to say.
Yeah. So I'm learning that it's not shutting your partner out of your emotions, but inviting them in to share with them what you are going through.
Yes,
And then in that
yes.
way, I'm sure you help and carry each other.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. So we're gonna be putting our spices. This is spice for rice, turmeric, and black pepper, salt, sea salt.
Yebo. So we're still talking about that difficult time. But because God is a faithful God and a good God, and He's a God who restores.
Always and always.
Yes.
One thing for sure about God.
Yeah, He will always come through.
My hubby normally say that, you see, Prajay. That is Jason.
I can literally hear him say that.
That's how you see Prajay.
Yeah.
I'll never leave
So
you.
you find out you're pregnant. Where
I-
were you? What was going through your mind during that time? Was it something you were expecting at the time, or it was a surprise?
Well, I think it was not one of the best moments when we found out that we're pregnant, right? How we found out that we're pregnant, I was not okay. So I thought it's just a fever, Then we went to the doctor, and when we got to the doctor was like, you guys need to do a test. You understand? So we did test, and
Pregnancy test.
I think it was just blood test.
Okay.
Yes, because I don't know if he was suspecting something or what. So that's when we found out that we are pregnant with our baby boy. And yeah, it was just an exciting moment. Like at first, I think the first few weeks we were trying to like process it. Like, yeah, it's really happening. But what those things does, because we're not successful with the other pregnancies.
Pregnancy is.
We were like anxious about this one. So yeah, but it was exciting. Yeah, and somehow we had faith that this one, God, you are keeping us. You are keeping it for us. Yeah.
And at some point in your pregnancy, did you ever get over that fear? Did you relax and just enjoy your pregnancy?
It didn't take me long, those anxious feeling, what was, right? Because we also had people that were supporting us in prayer, also checking up on us, how we're doing.
Yeah.
So I think their prayers, they also helped us.
Yeah, you can't be having faith and be anxious at the same time.
Yeah, they normally say that faith is an opposite of fear.
Yes.
So you can be fearful and having faith. We're gonna add our rice now, dear friend.
So yeah, we're talking about a God who restores. We have, like I said earlier on, my friend is a mom now.
Like a mom. I like how you say it. She's a mom now.
Yes, and God restored, came through for my girl. So we're very happy about that. But outside of being a wife, mom, you are also a content creator.
Yay.
YouTuber, Instagrammer. When did you realize your love for content or creating?
Being a content creator, I don't know if I thought I was creative, because I started by doing YouTube, right?
Yes.
And I think I fell in love with the idea that I used to watch a lot of vlogs. And I enjoyed them. I was like, oh, those people, they are doing this thing so nice, And I got into the space. I was like, okay, let me maybe try to do what they are doing. And it was sort of like exciting at first, right? It was nice. I don't want to lie. Vlogging, it's nice. And as time went by, I was like, yeah, I enjoy cooking a lot than like vlogging, showing out, because I'm more of an indoor person. I don't really go out like every weekend. So I didn't have like the content to put up there, me going out, like the vlogging content outside of my home, right? So I then moved to Instagram. Yes. I started sharing my cooking videos.
You also now go to Instagram. And you start creating on Instagram. Like, what have you learned about content creation industry in South Africa as a creator?
It's not easy.
I can agree on that.
But not to discourage anyone, you know. We always talk about it that content creation, it needs you to love it. It needs you to be, first of all, before you taking it as work, it needs to be like your hobby. It needs to be something that you enjoy doing. Then you will enjoy content creation. But if you are going to the space to make money or to be popular, to be seen by brands,
good luck.
You're gonna have a short life there.
Good luck. because it takes effort, it takes resources, it needs money, because even when you are cooking you need to buy those ingredients.
Yes.
And it's time, and outside of even just time of preparing especially with the food content, it takes a lot of time. And then now it's editing. Continue with our rice.
Okay, so now we're adding peas, right? It's frozen peas. It looks so good.
It smells nice as well.
Thank you. Thanks to you.
It smells amazing.
Yeah.
So it's thanks to me, the person who's cooking. I'm the one who should be saying thank you.
No, but I get it. They're talking, the conversation. If it's nice, if it's flowing,
Yeah.
the dish is also
So flowing, yes. Yeah, no. It looks like paella actually.
I don't know what is paella. What is
It's
paella?
a rice from Spain.
Okay.
It's usually like it's a seafood paella. They usually sell it in the markets.
Oh,
To
okay.
have, yeah, it does look like a seafood
Oh,
paella, which makes sense. We're gonna be having it with seafood anyways. Yeah,
Oh,
so
nice.
we use basmati rice, by the way, so it's very fluffy. But you guys, I will show you the dish once it's cooked.
done.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
done. I'm gonna be stepping in the kitchen now. I'm making fish. So
Yes, chef.
all right, we are jumping in and making our fish. And for our fish, I'm just gonna pan fry it in butter. But as I'm continuing with the fish, as I'm pan frying the fish, how have you balanced your life, friend? Like, how do you balance being a wife, being a mother, and being a content creator?
Well, I don't think I'm a full-time content creator anymore. I think more than anything, I'm a full-time mom. Not by choice.
Yeah.
I made it a priority that I find a routine that works for me.
Yes.
I am that person who likes routines.
Yes.
And I think I found something that works for me, that okay, in my day, if I have this amount of hours, maybe if I have 9 hours, having a routine that works for you, it balances your life. So for me, what my routine looks like is, well, I wish it's waking up at 5 a.m., but it's not.
We all wish we were waking up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, no, we do. But, and then, another thing about what's nice about routine, you find something that works for you. If it's not 5 a.m., it can be 6 a.m., right? So I'll wake up at 6 a.m., do maybe a short prayer. After that, go for a walk. I love doing walks. Yeah, I love doing walks. Before the walks, prepare the baby for school. My morning looks like that. It's just full of preparing for my baby. And after, go for a walk. Then that's when I get time to now get into my work and dive into whatever that I plan for the day. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, it's not really something and one thing I like about our house, that we don't need to do as much as we love cooking, we don't need to do the cooking every
day.
Yeah, because it gets tiring.
It also, you are a very spiritual person.
Yes.
When did your relationship with God start?
I don't know if I can pinpoint a time where it started, but it got deeper when I got married.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if he was waiting for me by there would say, okay, I know this a relationship or a marriage is gonna make her relationship go stronger with me or what. But it got deeper when I got married, and all the challenges that I was facing, all the challenges that I needed to navigate. So yeah,
it brought you closer to God.
Yes, it did.
So did the influence, maybe you say it came from Happy, the influence, or you?
I think we just it became stronger when we got together.
Okay.
I would say for him as well, when we got married, we grew together in the spiritual thingy.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
no, it makes sense. It makes sense.
But yeah, right now, if I can rate my relationship with Prajay, oh God, it's like Picasso.
Yep.
So
Carol is actually currently on a channel now, on a YouTube channel. She shares scripture, motivation.
Let's just say sit down videos.
She does sit down videos where she shares like the word of God. So if that's something you like and you're interested in, I would put her channel on the description so you can check it out. Yebo.
Friend, talking about like you see the midweek meal prep and stuff. Like, do you have like a go-to meal that when you, on the days where you are tired, you just come back and you're like, I'm gonna eat toasted jam.
My go-to meal, easy. There's a salad, a couscous salad I like from Woolworths.
Okay.
So I'll always have that salad,
Mhm.
and then I'll pop in lamb chops in an air fry.
Oh, air fryer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that
Mhm.
salad, because it has couscous and veggies, and then for protein, air fryer. It can be lamb chops, it can be chicken, it can be anything. So yeah,
Okay.
that would be my like really like yeah. But
Okay.
otherwise, pasta doesn't take long to cook. So I also enjoy making pasta midweek.
Okay.
Which I think I should decrease because it's not healthy. The
It's
cream, the
yes.
pasta self, self, and then the
And it's
cream, the
nice.
everything. Yeah.
Mm.
What is one thing that nobody told you about being like about motherhood that you were inside now you were like, yo?
That it's a full-time job. It's a full-time job. As much as I enjoy motherhood, but it's a full-time job, right? And so I was saying that you need to find a balance for yourself. You need to find something that is gonna work for you. Because at the end of the day, your kids or your baby, they need you. You understand? And they need like a full you, not half of you. You understand? So and you need to show up on that.
Yeah.
So, but it also taught me like how to, like, you see that genuine love. You see when you meet a boyfriend and you're like, yeah, this is my soul what? Soulmate. Ne?
Yeah.
Not to say that I'm decreasing my husband's space because like you can't compare the two. But it's just one of the nice things. I don't want to lie. It's just
I think
nice
you
thing.
really enjoy being a mother.
I do.
Yeah. No, it shows. It shows.
No, I do. So you already put spices on your cake?
I did season my fish with some. I'm using this zesty seasoning.
Okay.
I didn't have a fish spice, so I'm using that. And obviously, I did put a bit of Cajun and paprika, which I don't think I needed that. But yeah.
But it smells amazing.
Okay, that's good.
Smells so nice.
All right, we have removed the fish. I've pan fried the fish. I'm gonna add butter. Now we're making a sauce. Guys, you know what? I actually need a cameraman for this to make sense. But yeah, I'm just adding a butter. It's a normal lemony, creamy butter fish sauce. Yes, it's nothing. The only thing I'm excited to use. I'm gonna add capers as well, but I'm not gonna put a lot of them because they can be overpowering. Talking about your relationship with God and what verse do you live by, or your favorite verse?
Oh wow.
Or a verse that comes here that just popped into your mind, because there must be one that has.
The verse that I live by, right?
Yes.
It's Proverbs 3 verse 5.
Yes.
It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding.
Yes.
It's always it speaks to me in a powerful way. So that is garlic.
Yes.
Okay.
So now we're adding a bit of garlic. Guess mine.
What is your sorry.
Jeremiah I know the plans. No, I'm just saying I'm laughing because it's such a typical thingy.
No, it's not really. Because sometimes I think we over spiritualize this Bible thing. Want to find like fancy verses, and you'd find out that those verses, you find a fancy verse,
yes,
but it's not really practical to you. You understand? Sorry. So it's actually a nice verse.
Yeah. Jeremiah 9 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you. These plans are not meant to kill you, but they're meant to prosper you.
Yes. Correct. Bazongethi igama on your child.
Oh yeah, I knew what I was forgetting.
Oh,
yeah,
the
spice.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully it's not late. And we're gonna add some lemon juice.
Okay.
As well. And once our sauce is ready, we're gonna put back the fish
in the pan.
Okay. So we have some salt and pepper. Just a bit of salt because the fish is seasoned. I have enjoyed being in the kitchen with you, friend. Like, thank you so much. It also feels like it was a nice catch up.
Yeah, it was. I also had a good time. I don't want to lie.
It was a nice catch up. As we are wrapping up, someone who's at home they wanna start their YouTube
Sorry,
journey or social media journey, what advice would you give to them?
Well, I know it's a what do you call it? Cliche.
Yeah.
Just that.
Right?
Like, and I think it's not the first time you hear this. Every creator will tell you that just that.
Start.
And you know, most of the things, I think, friend, I speak for you as well, that
Yeah.
you figured other things along the way.
Way,
You understand?
yes.
If you're waiting for you to get a perfect editing app, if you're waiting to get a perfect camera, the probabilities that you might not even start the channel, you understand? So just start with whatever that you have. I always say that if you have a good phone, clean your lenses. That phone, it can make you a good content.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just that, friend. Just start.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. It smells so nice.
Yeah,
I
but
wish-
yeah, we're gonna add parsley as well. Here is our cooked meal. And our savory rice.
Show me your talent.
Oh, it smells nice.
And it looks nice.
Right? And we are done.
Yes.
Let's taste.
Finally.
Finally.
Can't wait to taste
Okay,
the
fish is cooked.
1, 2, 3.
I'm eating already. I'm so hungry, guys. Iona, guys.
It's so nice.
Iona.
Perfectly cooked. The sauce, so delicious.
Iona. We're gonna go and enjoy our food. I just want to say thank you, friends, so much for being here today. I want to go white in my makeup. But thank you so much for being here. I wish you all the best with your journey and content creation. May it yield the results you desire. May it start making you money. May those brands come through.
Please, we are calling them.
Yes, Nje, you have done so well on Instagram. Really, really, it's time. And one day, because of Lake.
Thank you so much, friend.
Thank
It was
you.
nice being here. I can't wait to go and eat my food. Thanks, guys.
Bye.